Hey everyone, welcome to Grave of Consternation. I am your friend, part time lover, eco friendly terrorist, and assorted other titles, Fish. Uh, Joining with me today are my comrades and unwitting partners in crime, Sam,
Me.
Jason, Mark, and of course, my effervescent muse of horror, Muty.
Aw. Just call me Oscar Wilde.
The late arrival. I apologize for the late beginning. This is probably one of the more instrumental moments of the campaign, and I wanted to make sure everyone was here before starting. The group finds themselves at the top of a ziggurat in the destroyed city of Orlanga. Just a few feet in front of them is the shrine stuck in history, where the Naga oracle Sajanabaza waits for them. The group has several questions, most of them centered around the death curse. With them is Artisimber, Yoka, a goblin, and Tyrion Razgod, Jet's boyfriend. They still have to have a talk about it. And in front of them is Alessandra Rayburton, one of the seven Barai of Mesro, paladin priest kings destined to protect Mesro, and as an extension, Chult. What are you guys doing?
Well, last we um, last we left off, we were sort of speaking with Alessandra and Artis, and yeah. So as far as sort of the layout of the sort of temple area at the top of the like ziggurat, how large is it? Is it very obvious where the sort of sage resides, like the area you go to seek an audience?
Yeah, it's like a I'm trying to think of how to explain this. It's like a balcony basically, and then in the middle there's one room, there's one doorway, and it's significantly smaller than the base of the ziggurat. It would probably be like a studio apartment size. Uh, so
Okay.
decently big. It is very obviously where the oracle is.
Okay. And then like the outside area, obviously we met Alessandra. Are there any sort of other like bustling people of note or interest?
No, it's where the ziggurat is, even on the steps below that you can see, it's uh, isolated and kept in privacy, more out of respect than fear.
Okay.
Gonna step away for a second. You guys can talk amongst yourselves.
So, do we have our questions organized?
I believe so.
Hmm.
Did we want to go over what everyone was going to ask?
Um, I think that would be a good idea. Yes.
Well,
My brain is fucking tango.
uh, personally, I'm asking what we need to defeat, fix the death curse. If we need to have a special item or something like that, it'd be good to know.
I simply decided to ask what Rasnus's demise will be. I feel like, knowing the context might help us. be more at ease.
True. Plus, if we find out that he has the death curse, that
That puts us on a timer.
and also poke some holes in our current theories that he might be the cause of it, unless he's looking for a way to die. And
Well,
Given it what we've just found out,
yeah,
well, that's what my question, I guess, is going to answer as well, which is who controls the dead curse? Because it just pretty much asks who it is, so we know if it's him or not.
Do we
true.
want to figure out an order to this?
That wouldn't be a horrible idea, actually.
well, I'm planning on asking where it's coming from.
Mhm.
So
That
we,
might
we c-
answer more questions than we have. Yeah.
yeah. Well, and also if I'm hoping that maybe it might answer some other questions, or if you know she's known to be a talker, supposedly. I think it was Artis who said that, if I'm correct.
Him or
Um,
Echo. Yeah.
yeah. So he, sh- the sage is supposed to be a talker. If we can pick a question that will get them going, maybe we can get a little more information.
Hmm. I suppose we'll find out. Maybe several questions will be answered in one, and then we'll have to devise new questions.
Yeah.
I have a few I can ask as a backup
Mhm.
in case
Personally,
certain
I'm waiting
questions
to
get
see.
answered.
Yes, personally, I'm waiting to see what questions are answered and deciding what to ask from that context as a backup.
So I would say that I think Duvanith, your question should wait. Artis, what was your question going to be?
Uh, oh, he'll still glance over at Alessandra, who will kind of squint back how to get Mesro back.
Okay.
What
Specifically,
is
how can Mesro return to Chult?
So we'll give a glance over at Alessandra as Artis says that.
She's not surprised. She actually looks a little bit impressed, a little bit proud of Artis.
Um, and Duvaneth will turn to Tyrion. You need to ask about Princess Koshkal and her rule or whatever.
Hooray, yeah.
Got it. Any specificities? Will I be
Uh,
punished if I don't word it a specific way?
I'll leave that up to her.
Oh, which one? The Oracle or the Princess?
Duvaneth will just shrug. Just like ask what she needs to get on the throne, or how.
I think it was
I-
how her rule was
Way
going
would
to
go.
go.
Yeah.
Right. Tyrion is going to lean towards Jet. You guys know a fucking princess? Like an actual one? Like a
She's
real one?
she's kind of a snobby bitch, but yes.
All of them are. But
Ex-
like for real? Like a
Well, she's going to be queen, but yes, we know one. Yes.
That is technically what a princess is, Jet.
Well, and Duvaneth will say, "Well, not really, because theoretically they could also end up duchesses, dames. There's all sorts of like it depends on which sort of city in the Lord's
But no
Alliance.
matter what, they're stuck-up bitches.
For the most part, yeah.
got it. Tyrion will give a thumbs up.
Like, for after a moment, Cole is going to look around and then look at Yoka and be like, "Are you going to ask any questions?"
Yoko will appear from where he'd been sort of like hiding behind Artis, and he'll go,
Will I be a real boy?
Um,
What will it
No.
take to turn back into a halfling?
if I
Hey, we can't use that anymore. We'll get we'll get struck by
Copyrighted.
critical role.
um, what? No, I just wasn't gonna ask anything.
That's fair.
If we need to, can we ask you to ask us a question? Actually, if you don't have a question, may I borrow yours, Yoka?
It depends if I can come up with something. I'm sure. What's up?
Uh, I it's technically a personal one, but just asking if Alba's all right.
One second. Archis is gonna lean over. You're going over to an oracle. His like one of his eyelids is kind of twitching. To a once in a lifetime chance meeting with an oracle, and you're going to waste a once in a lifetime question about if he's all right. Not anything else at all whatsoever.
We'll be all right. How about that?
If you're fine with the answer, I'm
Yeah, yeah. Let me put it this way. I recognize that this is supposed to be a very grand and powerful sage. I don't want to know all the answers in the world. Clearly, like, asking doesn't get me any answers anyways.
You could have just asked me to do ascending before we got here.
Well, he lies. And I don't know, I'm... Never mind. Forget I said anything.
Devoneth will look at Alessandra and say, so
it's
with this,
it's Alessandra. It's
I'm
not Alessandra. It's Alessandra.
I'm gonna continue to fuck that up.
I'm
That's
going
Jason's.
to continue to remind you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Jason. Like, that's Jason's narrator voice, just wanting to tuck an R in there. I don't know why. So, so with this whole time singularity thing, do we make like an appointment? How do we just go in? Is there sort of a secretary or a?
No, you just walk in.
Devoneth will turn and look at the rest of the party. Do we think we're ready?
I'm ready.
Did we still want to discuss who asks what first?
I still think Duane should go first.
Yeah, I think Devoneth
Yeah.
will probably get the most out of a one question.
I'm also planning on leading my question a little bit with some context, if she'll allow it. We'll see.
What was
What?
right? Can you guys hear
Oh.
me?
Yes. One last bit as we walk towards the temple.
Hold the bit.
Hold the bit.
Hold a bit.
Hold the bit.
Wait, I sneezed on the beat and we got sicker.
Hold the bit.
Okay.
Oh, one more bit before we walk towards the temple. As we begin to walk, Devoneth will sling her arm around Tyrion and say, if you ever need to talk to somebody about writing princesses, I have some experience. Let me tell you about this one princess from... And then we carry on.
What a dick.
Duane solo.
But that is Devoneth accepting Tyrion, so Jet's happy.
As you guys are walking forward,
We're fucking with him.
Artis will step forward and pause in front of Alessandra, and he takes a deep breath in. His hands held forward, and you can just feel the emotional soliloquy about to just pour out of him. And Alessandra will raise a hand, press it to his mouth and just go, we talked about this, RT. You're just so much prettier when you don't say things and you emote. And she'll walk forward, lean up, kiss him very chastely, pat his chest, and walk past him. And Artis will look both very happy and also devastated and walk in after you guys with a very depressed air about him.
He's gonna be fine. He's got eternity to think about it.
Well,
Just
gives
like
up on the
me.
ring.
All right, you guys walk forward. The entrance into the shrine is blocked by billowing, transparent sheets of embroidered silk, light skimming through them, and painting designs on the flooring. Hanging lamps illuminate the room with incense burners filled with rare and vibrant scents. Smoke curls enticingly out of them, sort of like filling the top of the ceilings. There's cushions, woven tightly closed reed mats all over the floor. There's hanging pots or just pots on every available surface. And you can see these vibrant blue or green birds with trailing feathers behind them, much like peacocks, but smaller. Hummingbirds filtered to and fro as well. There's just a lot of radiant beauty in this relatively small room. In the middle, there's a shallow pool. It's got like steam curling up from it, and flower petals are brimming, soaking on top. There's curled off to the side on her own palace of pillows and blankets and other such thing is an immense snake with iridescent scales resting on top of it. She'll raise herself up just to a decent height of 5 feet, looking directly into all of your eyes, like uncurling and passing in front of you. Her violently yellow eyes with slits just peering into whatever you are. Her face is disgustingly human-like, and it melts into the rest of her snake body. There's no hair. There's nothing that soothes the innate revolting against what she is. And she'll flick her tail at her tongue and say, I am Saja Nabaza. What do you want here? Speak honestly and speak directly. I know all of you, and I know what's inside of you and what you are capable of. You guys all heard that, right?
We did. We're just thinking.
Okay, take your time.
Soul looks at Divanith. Also, you're muted, Jason, if you're trying to talk.
Duaneth is looking at the sage, is thinking about the sage, is really putting some critical thought into her decision making that has brought her here. And then she'll sort of see Soul move his head and look over, and she'll like snap to and will step forward and say, Shazan Ibraza, it's a pleasure. We've come seeking your counsel. We've come from Kir Sabal and from before that, Camp Vengeance in Portnai and Zaru. We're traveling through the jungle to seek out the the source and cause of a curse that is occurring in our time, which we lack a lot of information of.
Is Jason talking?
Not currently. He
Okay.
was earlier though.
I just realized I've been muted this whole time. I said he froze.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was muted too when I said that, but I already got a really good photo out of that.
Nice. Well, his thing's just black for me, so I didn't notice.
Back.
Yeah, you're back.
Hi.
Jesus Christ. Where did I get cut?
I heard all of most of your thing, like less.
Around where seeking your counsel, we come from Kirsabal and the
Oh, great. So all the good stuff. Got it. Tracking. Fucking can't stand my internet provider.
the garden snake is nursing.
We've come from Kirsabal, and before that, Camp Vengeance, and prior to that, Port Nyanzaru. And we've come such a ways to seek your guidance in ending a curse that is affecting our time and, from our understanding, affecting the whole world, that we know to be coming from Chult. And it's for that we've come to seek your guidance, and she'll bow.
Satchel will look delighted at your courtesy and sort of press her belly to the ground and in like an attempt at a bow.
Mhm. Did I take that
There.
as an invitation to begin asking questions?
You could interpret it that way.
Okay. Dubanath will wait a couple beats. And then we'll say, after discussing with my comrades, they thought it best that we open with my question, which we hope you may have some insight into. And my question is, from where inside of Chult is this powerful curse coming from?
It, of course, angers me and worries me that my preternatural understanding of the world and all of my skills with divination tell me little of this curse. Give me the details, as many as you care. Rumors or facts or myths or idle wonderings.
Um, if you would be so kind, I actually believe the best person to speak on that would be Jet Landier, our cleric of Mistra.
I would be pleased to hear from the cleric. And
Jason, I
she'll
hate your fucking guts.
unravel herself and curl up in front of Jet like a cobra and look at him expectantly.
Um,
Hello, Jet.
I.
I have been looking forward to this.
Oh.
I was just wondering which of you would be here to speak with me. I'm glad it's you.
Okay. No, don't ask questions yet. Fuck.
Jet, it's all right. Just explain to her what we know about the curse.
Okay. I hate you so much.
Jet, do you
I
want to
don't-
drink to calm your nerves?
He's trying to be sober.
Yes.
Very well. She'll unravel and head over to her nesting pile, and she'll move pillows with her face because she doesn't have arms, because she's a giant snake. So it's a lot of her like biting down, throwing stuff to the side. You see her toss an embroidered like body pillow into the pool, and you'll just see her go, "Ah, fuck, I knew it was gonna happen." And then step up a like beer
It was
bottle into her
inevitable.
mouth and walk over her and just kind of like hold her face up to Jet with the bottle in
Jet
her
will very quickly and
mouth.
respectfully grab the bottle, knowing that how awkward that would feel for her, just to take that away from her.
Thank you.
I'm assuming this isn't a beer bottle where I have to pop the top.
Yes, it is corked.
Oh, fuck me. Okay.
The irony is not lost on her.
Dude, give it here, Jet. Give it here.
Thank you. And
Duaneth will take her knife out and saber it like it's champagne.
Great.
It fizzes.
Be careful.
Thanks. And
It's
Jet's
sharp.
like death daggering, glaring at Duaneth right now. You motherfucker. And he'll take a drink of it.
It is the perfect beer. It's not perfect as in it's good, but as in it was perfectly made from start to finish. Again, it is not good, it's not great, but it's not bad, but it's not horrible.
And Jet doesn't drink beer.
So he has no idea.
Exactly. He's just like, whatever. So this, he's gonna put the bottle down before he cuts himself because he's gonna play with it. So, so this curse, it seems to not, anybody to come back to life. We heard about eggs, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no hatching.
There's
of eggs.
no hatching of any animals of any kind. If you die, you're dead. And it seems to waste people away, I think. Of people who have died before and come back.
Like a rotting.
Yes, and it doesn't have a bound. Doesn't have boundaries. We just met a lich who apparently one of my brothers faced. And she did not look well for someone who's supposed to be very powerful. Given she did lose very quickly to my brother apparently. But anyways, but it seems this thing has no boundaries of who it affects and no remorse of how.
Cruel and indifferent. She'll think, processing, and then she'll lean forward. The heart of Chult was always Mesro, the source of all the blood pumping through, what kept Chult alive, but the jewel and cradle of life in Chult was, unfortunately, Omu. In my understandings, in several millennia, Omu will become unraveled. And I believe what you're looking for is seated there. If in all things, Omu has always been at the front for such things.
Duvaneth will nod and say, "Thank you, thank you for your guidance," and will sort of step back and motion to the rest of the party on who they think should go next.
It kind of just killed my question then.
If she doesn't know a lot about it, I don't think she'll be able to answer who is doing it.
Mm-hmm.
We could always ask. Maybe she, from your description, maybe she could.
Well,
Figure it
what
out.
description do we have? We don't know who
Well,
it
you-
is.
The one that you gave of like what it does. Maybe that will give her more insight into maybe who could be at the source of this.
Just
Maybe ask if a magic user is at the center of it.
I would think that I would think is a thing. I just with,
Perhaps
Sorry,
she
go
would
ahead.
know.
Go
No. No, sorry. I was
You-
the one that interrupted.
oh,
No, I'm just saying, with how and this is with all due respect, I'm just saying this out loud to the group. With how she asked all the information, it means she just got this information now, and if this thing is stuck in time, they're not seeing the present.
Saja will uncoil back, taking
sh-
offense at what you've said,
Shit.
and say, I have been sitting on this information for a long time, waiting for adventurers to come forward. It is not my fault that I just now had a time to dwell on it. Don't make such cruel assumptions. I'm very good at what I do.
You are. I was just trying to come up with the next question.
I think your question is still valid.
Okay.
Perhaps we should preface it with, and Duvaneth will sort of talk very openly to the space, not just to Jet. Perhaps we should include in your question, you can talk a little bit about some of the people that we think might have been involved, some of the people we've been seeing in the jug, a little bit of information to help the wise sage here dial in some of what she's seen.
Okay.
But regardless, I do think that your question is the next best question, personally, Jet.
You don't think yours is?
I mean, not particularly.
I think asking how to stop it is. I appreciate your question, Jet, but I think asking how to take care of it is a bit more weighty.
But if we're able to get a name behind what's causing this, we can properly research.
True, but if as the wise sage said, they've been sitting on this information, they might already know it. Your
Yes,
question
stop
is
it,
but we
just
have to
flattering
ask
me.
first. We have to ask first.
just trying to hide his face from her.
If we aren't able to get a name, it is better to ask how to stop it, I think.
But we haven't asked for a name yet.
Well, I think what we're all trying to do is decide what the next question is, so in case that question does provide more than what we're looking for, we can use it to get another one, and I think we're just going back and forth on it.
I think I understand what you're saying, but
Because I agree, I want to make sure we choose the next question correctly. It's just difficult of which ones which one is more important to find out, the who or the how to stop. And go ahead, Giovanna.
At the end of the day, there's 5 critical bits of information we need to ask and come away with: who, what, when, where, and why.
And
Why?
how?
Yeah, yeah, sure. We'll leave off why because nobody really cares. The how is definitely more important.
Mhm.
We already know where. She just told us.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh no, yeah.
we can further refine information as we ask questions. I don't think we're ever going to come to a consensus on which one's the best one to ask next, because the answer is both none of them and all of them at the same time.
I agree.
Well then, in that case, I go ahead and ask next.
Jet will look at you with like pleading eyes. Thank you. And he'll like step back a little bit more.
Sarja will uncurl and curl back in front of Solidago. And this time she'll unravel herself until she's complete, dead, eye to eye with him.
Sol takes it in stride. Sasha Nambaza, it is a thank you for meeting with us. What do we need to stop this curse?
She'll cock her head and think. She's thinking really hard.
So waits patiently.
Nothing that you don't already have. You have good arms. You have a good bond. You're all very good at making things stop. What you need is how to get out from stopping it. And you already have one of those. Tvana, the royally beloved. You've been carrying it.
Duvanith will swing her pack off and start digging through it. And she will come up and will be holding a cube and bracers and say nothing.
She'll point with the tip of her tail at the cube.
Oh, you rat bastard. Ooh.
What?
No, I'm just learning what Fish is doing now, and
Oh, I thought you meant me being a rat bastard by asking which one without verbalizing anything.
No.
So I was like, yeah.
Sorry. I should have been more clear. Fish is the rat bastard as she always is. Anyway.
Okay, she'll put the stuff
Present
away.
your map.
Who has that?
I think
I'm assuming
Cole
Cole.
actually. Yeah, Cole's the one that holds on to it.
You're muted, Muty.
Yes, Cole has the map and the jug. So he takes out the map and holds it up and says, Do you want me to unroll it?
Yes, and I want you to set it down for me too.
Okay. He kneels down on the ground and rolls out the map.
Hero.
Duvan has an existential crisis in the background.
I'm in player mode. No. Saying.
He unrolls it. It's on the ground. Open.
Do you have a pen?
He takes out
I have a pen and it's on my inventory sheet.
a.
Also,
She will
talk.
point to several locations on the map. Tell me when it has loaded for you guys.
Oh god.
It's working on it. It's working on it.
I like the soul was here.
Yes.
That's been there for months. Months.
Oh,
Literally
really?
months.
We
You guys
haven't
have just
seen
never
it.
scrolled down and looked.
I've never scrolled down. No, that's great.
Well, no, because I had to zoom in for the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
but no
map
one
has
said it
loaded.
ever.
Yeah, because we've never scrolled down. We're
Yeah, exactly. So I put it down so low, so it would be a surprise, like months later, which it was.
All right, give me 1 second.
That's diegetic too. God, I've been watching way too many essays on movies.
She seems to be struggling with making sure you hit the exact spots she's pointing at. There's a lot of like back and forth. Like no, I'm talking about yes, a little
It-
no.
You have a very thick tail tip.
God damn
Ah,
it.
thank you.
Thick.
It's thick.
No, and then it's right there. There we go. Should we
It would be
begin?
easier to make the dots if you didn't just put your tail right on it every time you needed to point at it.
Oh, it's just like the Yuan-ti to be criticizing how the brave and glorious Naga does things. Oh, I would like to see the Yuan-ti sit here and be a great and powerful oracle.
So, and there's that you?
Shoot.
I would like to see the Yuan-ti sit here and be a powerful oracle.
Hello, Simon is here.
My name is
Sasha
Sasha
Nabata is
Nabata.
here. Sasha Nabata is here to answer all your questions.
I'm marking locations. Are you guys moving with the map?
Yes, I'm
Yes,
looking
yes,
at
we
the
see.
map.
All right. In the steep cobalt mountains, here, near the peaks of fire, flame. I can read.
Sasha
Very
Nabata can't
impressive
read.
for a Naga.
Oh, very impressive for a Naga. Oh, I bet it's stunning and stupefying to a Yondi. And the cradle of Mesro.
Oh, god damn it.
And here. In
We did leave that cube.
Dangranglang.
We left the frog cube.
Yeah,
No,
we
I.
know what was really important. So,
But those are what you need if you want to live. To leave or to see through the end.
Giovaneth will lean into Artis and will say, now might be a really good time to ask your question.
Artis will step forward. Saja will uncurl and like lightning, she's in front of Artis. And this time, while she had kept a respectful distance from the rest of you, she is chest to snake belly, about to curl and eat him whole. As far as you guys look, does not want him to be there. And she'll hiss at him, and it's this guttural, gut-wrenching language that Kawashak you're able to recognize, and I'll type out what the exchange is afterwards. And artists will respond back, and they'll kind of have this curt exchange, and it ends with Saja uncurling back and saying, "As long as it's about to Mesro." And artist will go, "Yes. How can Mesro return to Chult?" And a spark will light in Saja's eyes, and she'll say, "Mesro's in the in-between. Chult is riddled with filth and disease. There's several things you can do now, and then several things you'll have to do later. For now, you have to get rid of..." She'll look over at the others, gesturing with her head. "The Dead's Curse. And you have to kill Rosnasi.
Ooh.
He's blight, and he's rotten, Artis." She'll look over at all of you. "All of you should kill Rosnasi. Of any who've walked Chult, he's the worst, the most rotten, the most decrepit. I've seen his future. He does not do pleasant things, as I'm sure you've known by now."
Can Jet insight that?
Try.
What?
You can sure
Try.
try.
Fine. Jet wonders.
Uh,
I have a question,
you've
Saja.
already asked yours.
I know.
I'm not going to entertain you.
Oh, but you already are.
I'm entertaining your friends and you as a consequence.
Oh damn.
What exactly you're trying to get a read on Saja for?
Is what she's saying just more of a personal attack towards someone, or is it more of she's actually speaking the truth of the future? Like, is it the truth, or is she just giving this answer to get everybody to get on board with what she wants?
It's a little hard to read,
Okay.
but for her, it's both. Well, she's kept a very detached persona from everything else. She seems way too personally involved.
Okay.
And this is something Duvanith is able to pick up on as well.
You're muted.
I knew that you were going to say I was about to ask.
Yeah,
Muted, but
with my passive, if I pick that up, Divanith will say, I mean, honestly, I'm all for removing Rosny. I personally, I mean, I think he's behind this whole thing, but I don't know how we're going to be able to do it if one of the cubes that we need is in Mesro, and Mesro, it won't return without the curse ended.
the ruins of Mesro. If the cubes can never leave Chult. Queen Napaka died to ensure that.
That makes much more sense.
And if you have a hard time finding Rosnasi, she'll turn to look at Artis, very coy and full of herself. He knows how to, and always has, for as long as you've walked Chult. And then she'll uncurl and go back onto her throne of pillows.
think all we have
I
left
guess-
is Tyrion and Yoka. Does anybody have a question to feed Yoka that we
Uh,
haven't?
I'm
Wait, yeah.
Wait a second.
Jet
Hold
hasn't,
on.
Jet hasn't gone, and neither has.
and neither has Cole.
Neither has Cole.
Yeah.
No. She
We've
just
all-
said,
She said
She
that
just
she
said
entered, but she didn't.
let's see.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna let Cole go first.
He's gonna say.
Well, actually, uh, sorry.
Go first.
I was gonna say it would probably be a better idea for Jet to ask first, and then Cole could potentially follow up with how to kill that person.
Oh, that might be good to know because he's immortal, isn't he?
Yes.
Well, we don't actually know it's Rosny that's causing this yet. We haven't gotten
No.
confirmation.
Sorry, the second part, like how to take care of him. Like even if it's not him that's doing this, still she had that comment. So
We have to kill him in battle. I mean, that's the only way. We know that.
what I'm saying is he's immortal. So how do we make him
Well-
not in battle? That's why.
No, that's legit. To become a beret, you can only die in battle.
Mhm.
That's
Oh.
like the law of it for it.
Ah, got it. Never mind. Guess we don't need to know that answer.
There's literally only one way.
Yeah,
Um. Okay.
yeah. So knowing who it is and if it is Rosny or not will be very good to know first. I
Okay.
think at least if everyone else
Um,
agrees with that.
Sure, go for it.
Shit. Jet will slowly step forward. I have a question.
Is someone talking?
Hi. Oh, she's gone. And she's back.
Ah, I'm here.
Hi.
Jet was about to ask his question.
Yep. I think Fish's computer shit in the bed a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Can you hear us, Fish?
I'm here. Ask your question.
Oh, okay. You didn't say anything. So Jet's gonna move forward a little bit and go, with the information that we've brought, do you know who?
Ask.
Huh?
My internet cut out. Ask.
I know, that's what I was asking.
Go!
I'm trying to make sure she can hear me because I was in the middle of asking.
Well, I didn't hear it.
Oh, because I didn't even get to that part yet. That's
You
why.
didn't say it.
Jet is wondering who controls the death curse.
Saja will say, nobody. It's out of anybody's hands. The gods aren't concerned, and all of the spirits have long since died in Chult. But I can tell you this. 2 otherworldly lights cloaked in darkness, astride 9 tombs. Hubris yields desertion, spirits yield blood, greed yields gloom. That's all I can give you.
What was the second one? Spirits yield what?
Gl- Oh, fuck.
Spirit
the power of... 1 second.
I think she said spirit yields blood, and greed yields gloom.
Bloom.
Bloom.
2 otherworldly lights cloaked in darkness astride 9 tombs. Ooh! Fuck me up with this, like, riddle shit.
Shout out to Phase Spider on the TOA Discord. You're a real homie for doing this.
Gang gang.
Nice.
Restroom.
And then we get to decipher that shit.
So I think I already know the first 2 lines and what it means.
What do you think it means?
2 otherworldly lights, like gods,
Mm-hmm.
cloaked in darkness, you could say like they've taken a step back or stepped away, like Mistra and Ubteo, astride 9 tombs. No idea. And then the last part is greed yields gloom. We already fucking figured that out with the jug.
I think astride 9 tombs. Aren't the 9 gods technically dead in Chult?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe that's where they're buried. So like maybe Mistra and Ibteo, or like maybe I don't know, because Mistra has been like really active with Jet. Like she has not stepped back. Ibteo has, but
That's
Mistra
true.
is not.
yeah, she is. That's true.
Well,
Mhm.
yeah, but she hasn't like jumped out all the time. She's given him the abilities, which is what
Yeah.
always happens. But I don't think she's really a active
Well-
component because she hasn't really given Jet anything of direction.
Yeah.
Well, she kind of has. She gave him the ability to see like confirmation with his parents. That's like a major. And
Yeah.
plus, we haven't asked her either. Like, have you?
No, Jet can, but Jet hasn't because it just never came to him to think about asking that question, anything from her.
Well, I guess. Yeah. Might be a good thing to ask then, maybe.
But it. Yeah. Jet will step back.
Mhm.
Um.
It was so itchy.
Yeah.
Heck.
Oh, maybe those. So Jason thinks that greed yields gloom could be the jug.
I'm not sure what he means by that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he means by that either.
I think the
Well, I
more we
guess-
want to
Well,
see.
actually, yeah. No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you probably hit it on the head too. Go ahead.
We took the jug out of greed, and we have been nothing but angst over it.
Well, and it continues. If you notice, it continues to get worse for almost every thing we've watched. Like, the more greedy we get on wanting to watch a memory, the worse it got.
Honestly, I think that might just be because this is a fucking dour story. I don't know if like.
Well, think about
maybe
it.
That's like a curse.
Well, think about it.
Well-
One of the main things is Jet had a very his first dream was his first 2 was literally of him and Tyrion in good standing, and then all of
The
a
last
sudden,
one was like.
yeah, the last one was Jet literally shown Jet beaten to shit for 3 days straight.
Well, I have no idea. Maybe, but
Jason, what did you mean by greed with the jug?
Like the whole place was trapped. Don't touch things when they don't belong to you.
Oh, so you're talking about that portion?
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
oh yes, like traps. So like
Yeah.
hubris yields desertion. So like if you go ahead, like you're
You're gonna
deserting
get
people.
You're gonna get separated.
Yeah, spirits yield blood. So I guess people coming in will die. Maybe.
Or the adventures that Joe Ball was traveling with when he was younger were really greedy, and they all ended up getting
Gloom.
yeeted.
Literally and figuratively.
Oh. Cloaked in darkness. Like that reads to me as like these 2 otherworldly lights are evil.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, darkness versus like shade or something like that.
Yeah.
And then like
Go
like-
ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I wasn't completing a sentence. Go ahead. I literally
then
cut
Jason.
Jason off. Yeah, I literally cut Jason off.
then the second thing I was thinking, spirits yield blood. Let's talk about vampires, kids.
Okay, hold on.
So
Everyone in chat, please put in the Duvaneth Pepe Sylvian.
So here's the thing, right? We know for a fact that people can't come back to life, which means their spirits are unwilling to return, because that's how that spell works. So whatever the death curse is generating an effect that makes spirits unwilling to return. Do those spirits in some way provide like vitality to the curse bringer, we'll call them as a term?
Possibly.
And like that's what I got for that on like a real dark level.
Mhm.
All right. Yeah, so that's great.
We love that.
What'd you say?
I said, "Oh yeah, that's great. We love that." Also, with clever phrasing, I've gotten 3 answers out of the sage, and I'm just so pleased with myself.
Maybe the like 2 otherworldly lights like refer to someone that we've been seeing in the jug, because obviously the jug has important information. Like maybe it's like.
By the way, I didn't actually put us on a break, so the chat's listening to us.
Oh,
I
yeah.
assumed
We
because
just
we were
Welcome
like
to
going over
theory
theories.
time.
Yeah.
Welcome to theory time while we wait for fish's stuff to work.
Get your tinfoil hats on.
Yeah.
Time for theory time.
No, that's a really good idea. Like it's like Rosny and like evil looking guy from the Blueprint Man timeline.
Yeah. So like Rosny and Blueprint Man.
Or fucking Bebopadoodles with the skeleton spiders or whatever. I haven't come up with a name for that guy yet.
Well, Beep Bop a Doodle, apparently, because that's just great.
No, so and the reason why I call him that is because when Fish was describing the scene the first time, she was like, "You see this guy walking down a hallway, and he's striding very intently, and above him are these like spiders." Like in my head, as I was imagining it, it all came out like Disney style rubber hose cartoon. And
Okay, but also we're just I'm going to be calling him Beep Bop a Doodle from now on because that's just great.
Yes. Yeah, but yeah, because like we've gotten very few of him. It's just been there. Was he the one with the child murder? I can't remember.
Yeah, that was the child murder.
So like it could be him and Rosny, or him and Blueprint Timeline evil guy with the queen, or it could be any combination thereof, right?
Wait, so like Horn Guy and like Blueprint Man is like what you're saying?
No. I'm saying Blueprint Man. So there's been kind of like timelines inside the jug, and Blueprint Man timeline became
Beep Bop a Doodles.
Became Horned Man timeline. Okay, and then Beep Bop Doodles just kind of like came out of nowhere. I think when the dice expanded.
I think. He took over. He took over Beep Bop a Doodles. I thought. I might be wrong. I haven't checked, but I think Beep Bop a Doodle is. From my understanding, Beep Bop a Doodle is Blueprint Man, or like the horn, like Beep Bop a Doodle is either the horned guy or Blueprint Man. That's my thought.
I don't think Beep Bop a Doodle is Blueprint Man, but I don't know.
I feel like I asked at the time, and like it wasn't necessarily clear.
Yeah.
Because that was my theory, was that because we knew Blueprint Guy was significant, and we even kind of figured out that like he the necromancer, or because like the other thought is like, what if Blueprint Guy is Horned Guy, who we can now probably fairly assume is some very insidious thing with little pinprick eyes that we just fought. Was he just powerful magic user in disguise, because he could just swoop and become Blueprint Man?
We did see that like Valindra was capable of that sort of thing. Also, you point out a thing. 2 otherworldly lights. What if the lights are just like eyes? Because he did say like pinprick eyes, so like that's like something is watching the 9 tombs.
Actually, if you read that first 3, that makes sense. The one creature cloaked in darkness, the only thing you see his eyes is striding past 9 tombs. So it could be one thing that's actually like.
Yeah, so like
Go ahead.
Hmm?
No, that's
The
as far as
fish-
I got. That's literally as far as I got.
yeah.
So under that theory, let's look at the riddle for a second as a positive thing. Because right now it looks real negative. But let's
Yeah.
talk about how we could just multiply this by itself and make it positive. So 2 otherworldly lights. So let's say Blueprint Man or whichever of our preferred 3 potential
Beep
bad guys.
Doodle and someone else.
Yeah, let's say that they're watching the tomb, or we're walking in the tomb, or have walked the tomb. They're cloaked in darkness because they're clearly evil, right? What if
Clearly.
what if the hubris yields desertion, spirits yield blood, greed yields gloom, is not a warning for us, that we probably should take it as one from all the
Yeah.
things we've talked about, but also is about them and what's going to lead to their failure in this. The fact that they've let this curse go on for so long, that the spirits were some sort of energy source or whatever that they're harvesting, and that they've been greedy with that fact, and they're going to get
Narked for it.
yeah, that's what I got.
Maybe.
It's a positive thing. We shouldn't look at this in a negative light. Let's be positive.
Can you guys hear me?
Nice.
Yes.
We are now
Okay.
calling a child killer Beep Doodle, FYI, and this is very important that you know this.
Okay. Really quickly. So I restart my laptop. The internet isn't kicking in, and I look my laptop square in the camera, and I'm like, if you don't connect, I will start crying. I will start humiliating you in public in my private room by crying. And sure enough, it connected.
Nice.
Lit.
Usually at work, I threaten all the computers with a hammer before they go to the user, and it usually works out.
Yeah, you missed some really intense theory
Tinfoiling.
time.
I'm upset. Now I have motive to go back and.
Yep.
Ha. We're trying to debate on who the otherworldly lights, or if it's just like eyes watching.
Yeah, I caught the end of that. You guys have some fun theories.
Where me being like, this is not a negative thing. It sounds real negative, but it's positive. Thanks for coming to my youth council meeting. What's up?
God, you say that, but that is like something that I would have heard.
In an alternate universe, it
That,
appears that Jason is a youth pastor.
Oh,
Not
I'm
surprised.
so sorry, Jason.
And that's, there's infinite timelines, so therefore in any of those timelines, you all are youth pastors too.
Oh God.
I freaking hope not.
You would hope not. Infinite. They're infinite.
Which means that 50% of the time, we are also like I forget how to word things. Never mind.
All right. We will restart as soon as it hits 10:45. Who has the next question?
I think
I think Cole is gonna 1v1 this bitch because she said that Cole asked a question already.
Cole is just being like, actually.
Karen.
Actually.
After you're done, after this session, I have a story about someone calling someone Karen.
I bet it's fun.
All right. It is 10:45. Koashok, you're facing off against Saja Nabaza. What are you saying?
It appears you said that I asked my question already, but
You did. You
I
asked
didn't.
me, should I open this for you?
Oh fuck.
Oh damn.
damn.
You cannot see me. I am dabbing.
I mean, that's fair. You already answered my other question, in a way.
Okay.
So in that case, never mind.
Okay. Have fun rotting with him.
Every day.
Hmm.
And Cole steps
He'll
back.
die alone too. You know, he's always been afraid of that. Dying alone. And it's going to happen to him. And it's going to be great.
So like bend down to Yoka, very quietly as this is all going on. Yoka, can I change my question if you don't have one?
Oh, I have one.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Duvadath will say, die alone.
I feel like this isn't just about Rasni dying for the sake of Rasni dying.
But also, it's impossible for Rosny to die alone.
Well,
No,
I mean,
it
I think like in a
isn't.
romantic
He's-
way.
No, he's severed. He's mortal. He's spongy. He's killable. And it eats him up inside.
But if he's killable, he won't be alone when he dies, unless he can die of old age.
Oh, of course he can. His body started to age as soon as Mesro left.
Ooh, shit, interesting.
His pride and his vanity and his ego wrinkled and graying.
Better than
there were-
armless and yellow, I think.
I'm yellow green.
Also, she is very clearly, very like opalescent. It's very nice looking.
Yes, and I'm adored, and I'm going to die adored. Unlike you, Koashak.
I would miss Goshak.
Things happen, don't they? And Koashak has a long life ahead of him.
I do.
Yes?
Oh, it just gives me more of an opportunity to return and annoy you, so.
Oh, I'm never going to see your face again, and I'm so pleased. You were leading me in a conversation. Leave me alone before I gloat.
Oh, you weren't already doing that? Anyway, I think
No, I was bragging.
Hey,
Cole steps back and motions to Tyrion and Yoga.
here I was thinking that I would be the one that would talk shit today.
Tyrion and Yoko will quickly look at each other, and you'll see them go. Tyrion will walk forward. Sajanabaza. Tyrion Razgod, author, bard, 3-time ban from Castle Never, including several other ports and castles dotted all over Faerun. Pleased to be here in front of you. It is an overwhelming honor. I wasn't expecting this. You know?
Duvadath will lead into Jet. He's so much better when he's not public speaking.
Yes, I've learned that as well.
I've always had a fascination with Nagas. Go on. Oh, yes. I first read about them in a book when I was, I want to say 5. And as you can understand, with a 3-time ban from Castle Never, all of them separate, unrelated incidents. It involved a duchess.
Tyrion!
Tyrion will
Get
turn
on
and
with
give
it.
Jet a piercing look. And this is the most stern you've seen him. And he'll look back, smooth as butter. Just a lot of a lot of perplexing situations involving. And she's like nodding along. Right. Well, I've never had the pleasure to be an official convoy to a princess. I'm here to act on behalf of. He'll look back at the others.
Koshgal. Koshgal.
Princess Koshko.
Princess Kushkal of. He'll look back at the others.
First of all,
Oh, it's Omu.
Currently residing at Kirsabal, but Omu.
yes.
Princess Kushkal of Omu, whose temporary residence is in Kirsabal. I'm sure you must hear of her. She must have a great destiny at hand. And the sergeant will nod along and say, "Yes, I know of the princess you're talking about. Poor girl. Poor circumstances. Almost all of her problems are caused by everybody else in her life. Poor thing. Probably the only person who gets to say that, really. What about her? As her official envoy and as her representative, she sends her grievances for not being able to make this visit in person. She's holding it for a better time in her life when she is more able to be your match, and perhaps in a more intimate setting, is befitting your status. Saja doesn't know how to react to Tyrion. Like, the second she opens her mouth to say something, Tyrion slips in another phrase that just kind of like knocks her back a little bit, and just like getting assailed by waves, basically. I was curious as to what she needs before she's able to take back her throne.
How
Tyrion will look back and give a very stern look at Solidago.
How will her rule go?
Where was I? You were asking a question. Yes, I was. Thank you so much for having me in your audience.
my god.
He'll look back at the others, look forward, and then he'll pause and he'll look at the others. Okay, why am I going to ask her reign is going if she's not even a queen yet?
Because how it will go.
Yeah, but what if she never becomes queen and then Saja just tells me that?
Then we'll know that.
I'm just saying we should ask what it'll take for her to get on the throne.
Well, she already knows how well it'll take for her to get on the throne. She just wants to know how it will go when she does. If she does.
And if she doesn't become queen, then we take that answer back. It works either way.
That just feels really okay.
Just ask the question. This is legit the question she asked us to ask.
Okay, well, I'm just saying phrases.
Yeah.
How
like-
will her how will her reign go, Sergeant Abaza? Sergeant will flip between the group and look at Tyrion, and she'll decide that she's amused by him.
God bless.
Bard's
Good for
win.
her.
And she'll say, she, like all of the other queens who've ruled before her, will struggle with their pride, their vanity, and their greed. She's got ambition befitting herself. All of her ill temperaments are tempered by other temperaments. Her ambition is tempered by adoration, and her greed is tempered by devotion. She'll be good. She'll be generous. Long-lived, if the right counsel is afforded to her. She has to put aside this pride and idea that she'll rule over a beautiful kingdom. She thinks that the jungle is dead and devoid of subjects. Of course that's fake. The jungle's full and well and alive. It's just full of ugly things. Grong, goblins. She'll look over at Yoka. Eblis and cannibals and thieves. She'll have to contend with that. Is that all from you, Tyr Rasgod, author and thrice banned from Castle Never. Tyr will give a big sweeping bow. It is. I gave you my full name. We'll take a step back.
Mistakes have been made.
Duvanov, a duchess?
You know, the one with the brown curls. Freckle right here.
We'll have to talk about this.
Okay, it was really not in front of Jet.
I'm right here.
Oh, Jet, there you are.
um, Damn it, sorry.
So we're just batting 1,000 here.
Yoko will step forward.
Oh no.
Saja will unravel and press herself close to the ground to look at him at eye level. I've never had a goblin visit before. Yeah, I've never gotten that before.
Never
Okay.
heard that one before.
What's your question? Yoko will take a deep breath, look back at the others, kind of giving like a covert thumbs up. He's nervous, he's looking for reassurance.
Soul gives a thumbs up back.
Yoko looks back. How's your day been so far?
Precious
Stasher
angel.
will pull up from the ground and sort of arc her body, pressing her forehead to his. And there's a really intense staring match where Yoko just closes his eyes and
It's not how a steering match works.
she backs up from him and goes,
Aww.
very good. It's been a good day. I had Alessandra visit. I was told of some new births in Orlanga. There's been no eclipses. Yeah, it was a good day. How's your day been, Yoka? I'm living it.
One day at a time, you know, right?
That's she'll reel back and kind of start slithering back and forth in front of the group. I'll give you this. As much as I detest Koshak's presence, she'll look at him.
He blows her a kiss.
Rage. You, unlike many who've come here, did not ask selfish questions. It was on behalf of others and for others. I'm sure it was hard picking what to ask. I know it was hard asking what to pick, picking what to... The goblin threw me off, picking what to ask.
It was.
You satiated my need to know that there's people who can stifle their ill temperaments, and in return, I will satiate your curiosity. Would you like to stay for the night?
I would be honored.
Jet will
Soul
just
will nod to that.
Jet will just bow.
Kojak will nod.
Very well. Make yourselves comfortable. Ask me what you stifled. I'll do my best to answer.
Is Alba alright? How's he doing?
I have no idea who that man is. You'll have to be more specific.
My Ipomia, my husband.
Can you physical
Oh,
description?
yes. A silver dragonborn, missing one horn, uh, has some pale, uh, a bunch of dull skulls, the most beautiful blue eyes you've ever seen,
Yes.
scars.
He's fine. He's alive. Troubled. He's close to one of the things you need. And he's with old friends that he'd rather not be with.
Uh, who are those friends?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. So, like, it gives a look over to Jet. Can I borrow you this evening? You're sending this evening?
Does it work in the?
No, sorry. You have to leave.
Alright.
If you think about, technically, we're not moving in time. I honestly don't know how it works. Never mind.
No, we can get to it later.
I exist in a time singularity. I'm existing. It's a thing.
She exists always.
I skipped quantum physics. I don't know what you're talking about.
Neither do I. I'm just guessing.
Is it past and present and future, or just past and present?
No, it's past and present and future. I know things that have happened before. I know things that are happening for me, and I can hear whispers of what happens in the future and interpret it. I know that Koshok's kind is planning for the end of the world. That much is very clear to me. I don't know how to interpret. Snake people try to open up the depths and pull Dendar out. So
Dendar?
The
Dendar.
night serpent, the one
Oh,
who has been heralded to, devour the sun, plunge everybody into darkness,
of
all
I
course
that
think
fun
the
this was
stuff.
auntie
mentioned
knows
before,
about
yes.
that.
No, I think it was mentioned to us before, too.
Yes, very, very briefly, I think. But yeah, because I asked if any connection between, like, I don't know, a death curse. Uh,
Give me a
See,
second.
for once, not everything's our fault.
that wasn't what I was saying.
I think some things are your fault.
Oh, without a doubt. But not everything.
I like to think it is.
I'm sure that does help you sleep at night.
Oh, I don't sleep.
How's Lily doing? Or, that's not. That was just her nickname.
Oh, fuck. I'll take that one. I'll open with a softball. Saja, how far does your vision reach?
Very.
Interesting.
The one question that I stifled. You said that Rasni will die alone. In that case, what will his demise be?
It's a little hard to tell. Either the death curse or a mercy kill. It depends on what artist chooses.
Fuck. So,
Damn.
with that being said, if Mesro were to return, would Rosnis's immortality return with it?
Give me 1 second. I have to type up the conversation that Koshak heard.
Ooh, guess we're coming up to it.
Jet. Has Tyrion mentioned that
Yes.
the 3 times banned from Castle Never thing?
No. As Tyrion's like sitting right next to him, Jester's like, no, he hasn't.
I mean, you all were only like dating for like 6 months. I'm sure there was things you didn't say.
No, I'm really more wondering if it had to do with the theft of a painting, which then escaped on a carriage, and just there was like
Just
this whole
slowly turning
there was,
more
like,
towards
whole
Tyrion.
thing that happened. I can't remember exactly whose portrait it was, but like it was a duke, or no, holy crap, it was a pirate. It was a pirate lord from Lanton's carriage that he had taken to Castle Never that night, and it just like disappeared with the painting.
Odd.
That's crazy.
And Jet's quickly gonna be like, it was 11 months, by the way, just before 1 year.
Okay.
I pussied out before the year anniversary.
I mean, then you have to think about gifts and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Uh,
Actually, that does raise a question.
Jet could put the knife in this one too. Like Jet could just really be a bitch right now.
Wait, hold it. Didn't we get? Didn't hold it.
What?
Would this mean that like he also like is Tyrion just an art thief? Because like he also had like the Landier family portrait too.
I thought he said he commissioned that.
He said he commissioned. Oh wait, no.
But
That was
how
in the
he
house. No. I remember that. That was in the Landier house.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrion stole the
Did I just
portrait.
ad lib a line and accidentally make something canon? My bad. I apologize.
Tyrion
No.
stole the Landier portrait just so he could see Jet every day in Chult.
I'm just saying, you guys never. If
We never did find out how the fuck he got that.
Well, now I'm thinking Valindra had it commissioned as a hit list, basically, and then gave it to Tyrion to have Jet confirm that he was in fact Jet because she was going to off him first.
Ooh, true.
That's my theory. But anyways,
That's a
we're
very
here
good theory.
with the
imagine being
sage.
so extra that you commission a like loving family portrait of your hit list. Like,
And then I'm going to
Valindra-
slash the painting each time I take someone out.
Yeah, but that
I
wasn't a
mean-
commission. That was, if I remember the roleplay correctly, Jet remembers that from his house.
Actually, was it that? I thought like it was like a brand new because like it was like them all as adults.
No, because
Who
the
knows?
last picture that was done, well, the commission that you guys did, yes, but I thought I remember Jet like it was Jet remembering the portrait. At least I thought it.
what was Duvant's question? Original question?
Oh, no, it was, you were just like, oh, I had to type something. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to ad lib a funny line to Jet.
No,
about-
you were asking a question before that. Like something about dying. It was a really good question that I really wanted to answer.
If Mesro comes back, does Rosny's immortality return? Was the question.
Oh, yes. Rosnasi has and will always have a seat with Upteo. Of course, I mean, the bride were the one who exiled him, not Upteo.
Yeah, in our time, Ubteo, he's not quite around anymore.
Oh, your time?
He,
Uteu made Mesro appointed the Barai, and then got angry that people called on him for everything. So he left. He left Omu too. And then, not even 300 years later, they become unraveled.
okay, so your time is in between our time and that.
No, it's.
She's all times, remember?
No, I got that.
Okay,
Sorry.
so where I am. Okay, Omu's actually at the height of its power right now. Queen Zakare the First is in charge, and she's currently leading the great reconquering of most of the stolen lands and
Ooh, bad news on
um,
that front too.
vassalization of the Shilata tribe and the Ashau. Uh, Good for them. They're just about to open up their silver mines.
Heavy.
Yes, it's the time knife. We've all seen it. I love the good place so much.
Silver mines, freeing the lands. That's heavy, Doc.
Oof.
Oh,
I don't know who
Oh.
the fuck this is, but they're cute.
I love that you put some actual history right in there. Sick.
No,
Uh,
I'm
if-
drawing while we're working.
oh,
Okay, Mark, that's why.
if anyone has
I thought you were on
What?
Tinder.
God, no.
swipe. If anyone else has a question, feel free. I've got a couple kicked around, but
None that aren't superficial, honestly. Who? You said that you don't know who he's with, just that he's not happy about it. I don't know what he got up to all the way.
I do have a personal question.
Okay.
I didn't really get an answer from Cedrin. It was more so of a backhanded answer just to change the subject, I feel. Are any of my brothers affected with the death curse?
She'll purse her lips and give you a very sad smile. You have the oldest one. And then I think the blue guy's fine.
you, Soul, you really, really, really had to describe Alba. Was she just like the blue one?
Well, I mean, all
You-
of Jet's family is famous, right?
Oh, no, Valentra Shadowmantle last.
Ooh.
Oh, she was here.
Oh.
You forgot one.
Yes, I'm prone to forgetting them. Valentra asked me 200 years ago.
There's Cobalt the Earth Genasi.
Okay.
Spark the Fire Genasi.
Oh, yeah, he's the one that's dying.
Jesus.
Jet is
Oh yeah, that's
Mark.
the bitch.
Mark just kind of just like froze for a second because I wasn't expecting Fish to do it like that. But
Speak directly.
But
That's true.
But Jet is like in complete shock, and anybody who actually looked at him, he's gone into shutdown mode almost as bad as the orc dream.
Kieran will pick up on this like almost instantly and sort of like hold Jet's shoulders in his hand and turn around and hold him very tightly.
He'll accept that.
Okay.
He smells disgusting, but it's Tyrion, so it's okay.
I do have a quick question.
You have so many questions.
I
You're just never satisfied
do.
with anything.
I've asked 2 questions.
You've asked 3.
What was the third one?
I don't know. I came up with one because I hate you so much.
I think that was the rolling one, maybe.
Do you have baths or a place to bathe?
She'll look over at the pool.
The pillow is floating on top of the water.
Oh no, that stunk.
Oh no.
Can we like look into the water and see who it was?
I'm
The
sure
python?
you can look inside.
Yeah, so leans over and looks.
The water is crystal clear. It's fragrant. It smells nice. It's just a hand embroidered body pillow, not like a body pillow, not a Dakimura. It's just a long pillow.
That's funny though.
No, I already made her derpy. I'm not gonna make her extra derpy on top.
I'm not gonna make her a weeb on top of being derpy.
It's a pretty box. I mean, I have random questions that probably just curiosities I've had. If you want questions,
If you have any questions or any theories, I would ask now. You're never going to see me again. So ask away.
well, now that you mentioned theories, do you is the two otherworldly lights referring to a single set of eyes or two things, two people?
Ooh, if I had an interpretation of the omens, I would have given them. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Then in that case, how's Lilia doing? She was the small white one that was really good with the shield.
Who?
In the Dragon Knights.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
Uh,
I only concerned myself with Alba because he's been here for a while.
That's fair. I can't imagine. I think she went back to the Sword Coast, if I'm remembering correctly. That makes sense.
Most likely. If you're asking for I'm sure there's private investigators who can help you locate things.
No, I was just curious.
There's a
I was just
bee.
curious. I haven't talked to her in a very long time.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
I like how-
understand how it is.
No, it makes sense. I'm glad she doesn't have to think about it anymore.
I like how you just heft Hugo around like a sack of potatoes and he just goes with it.
So you do have a hard time seeing the Sword Coast?
To an extent, it depends on how much it impacts Chult. My services, of course, first to Chult.
May I ask yet another question?
Yes, you may test my patience again.
Was this my page?
Taste my patience. My question has to do with there was a scene that we saw in Chult's history where Jobal, Merchant Prince Jobal, supposedly kills an entire adventuring party and brings back the spoils for himself. What exactly?
Yes, I've also met him.
What exactly happened? on that day. Do you know why he killed them? Answer the latter question, not the former.
Certain? I'll answer both. I actually met with Jabal just yesterday.
Yesterday for her,
For me, yes, for me.
because she did ask about. Give me Jason. Give me Jason.
No, just that expression is all we need.
But how does that translate to our time?
Well, I mean, Valindra did come to her 200 years ago to talk about the Landiers. So I think it's just random.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh, as for why he did that, I mean, Yopal always proud. He mentioned how important his son and his, at that time, partner was to him. Very simply, he needed the gold, and they were in his way. The safety of his beloved's future was in danger, and they didn't make themselves hard to kill. They were very awful people. Not awful enough to deserve wholesale murder, of course. One of the
I mean, who
things he did
does?
is he
Well,
blew his whistle and summoned a group of zombies, and then he managed to get them outside of the boat where they were promptly devoured.
That is a little bit harsh.
Yeah, that's
It
pretty
is.
rough.
Actually, yes. Is Jobal all right currently? There's apparently
He was afflicted with the same thing afflicting Duvaneth and the young princess, unfortunately. He came to me because of nightmares. Sartre will squint at Duvaneth and look back. That's all I can say.
Duaneth, have you been having nightmares?
No, I can't.
maybe
Yes.
it's the being watched.
Maybe it's the hag.
Insight.
Yes.
I want to insight.
Well, why? She's only been telling the truth.
No.
How do you know? How do you know?
Well,
Wait.
I mean, what else is she going to do with her time?
Oh, wait. Jason wants to say something.
I mean, if I've come to you before, I haven't come to you. If after seeing you once, I never see you again.
What?
You've said that after we leave here, we'll never see you again. But you're saying I've seen you before.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have not asked about nightmares. I have not been having nightmares.
Oh shit!
Future Duvaneth!
CIA.
No, but other people have. Jabal specifically.
Oh, She doesn't. You haven't come here. She just knows.
Jobal must have talked about you, maybe.
But I haven't been having nightmares. I've notably been very nightmare free. I just have a haunting sense about me at all times that's different.
Probably because you're an elf.
You haven't been sleeping, Javoneth. You've been meditating.
And elves don't dream.
Then how could she be?
That's a good point. Thank you, Thoshak. Wait a minute.
The same thing may be afflicting her as, like, what would give nightmares to others.
Yeah. Where are the nightmares coming
I think
from?
that's... That is a very good question, and one, again, Leopold asked me. I didn't have an answer. Whatever it is, it's absent from me, which is not good. Things aren't absent, they're clouded. This was void.
Oh god, it's Yoda trying to sense the Clone Wars.
Duvanis, are you a brain with legs?
Is perhaps maybe isn't there a way for elves to dream? I thought there was.
Duvanis, are you a brain with legs?
Not to my knowledge. And she'll say, Yes. I mean, sometimes I sleep. I have the option to sleep, but I don't know if I'm going to be sleeping ever again."
I hate to say it, Devonith, but maybe it might be a good idea to.
No,
think
just meditate.
if-
Just meditate. Just meditate. Trance.
But if it's able to help us figure out what it is.
I would ask the princess. She's suffered from the affliction before.
I'll do that. I'm gonna write something in my notes.
Make
now.
yourselves comfortable, by the way. I have plenty of pillows. I don't have a privacy partition. I apologize for that. I won't have one installed until 100 years from now when I deal with another adventuring party. Really modest folk.
Hmm.
And a frog. I love when the grung visit. They're great. Unlike the Yuan-Ti. Specifically
think-
Kowashak, who I
think I've been
abhor the
absolutely
most.
delightful this entire time. I'm not a I'm a picture perfect guest.
No, I think you've been.
Hello.
I think you've been. Like just absolutely perfect.
Hello.
Hello.
I can't.
It was very good.
Do you guys have any more questions?
Not really. Still doesn't have anything personally.
Jet has one more.
Yeah, Devoneth has one more. She was saving for the end.
Jet will take his face out of Tyrion's chest, completely red-faced and bloodshot. I do have one more. Did my brother have anything to do with the death of my parents?
Ooh, damn.
The blue one.
Oh god.
Can't believe Fish gets to decide this.
Yeah. It's never been brought up anywhere else.
Socha will uncoil and recoil in front of Jet, and just like with Yoka, she'll press her forehead against his and look into the depth of who he is. No, and it eats him up as much as it eats at you.
Jet's gonna insight.
Okay. She's not lying. There's no hidden motives. Nothing.
It's more so Jet wants to believe it, or actually he doesn't know, but he wants to make yeah, he's good. Jet will nod his head. Thank you.
She'll pull back. Tyrion is running his fingers through Jet's hair.
Jet will actually lean back this time and just lean against him.
Hell yeah. Tyrion's warm, He's soft.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like soft and warm, like mashed potato.
Potatoes. Um, Duvaneth will say, "I know that this might be beyond your reach and your sight because it's the Sword Coast, which is where I'm from." And she'll just sort of like flick the end of her ear. Um, but I found out about a week ago, a week and a half ago, that my father finally passed away. He had been afflicted with the curse, and I was wondering how my mother was doing and is doing. Her name is Gwenestry Alanos.
She'll look over, kind of looking in between everybody, and she'll pull back. Who are you traveling with?
Um, what do you mean?
Who's guiding you?
We are being guided by um, a friend and traveler of the jungle named Eku.
Well, well,
Uh, sh-
She's trying not to mention her.
her face, her expression will become stricken, but she won't say anything, and she'll look over at Solidago. This would aid you too. Um, you deserve peace of mind as well. You should ask Eku. She's capable of knowing that in a way that I'm not.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
We will do that.
Thank you. She was saying that we should talk to Eku because apparently she can find out stuff.
of how Ivana's mom is doing.
Yeah, I
and
think it
like
means that
also something about soul.
I think it means that Eku's can scry. I think is what it means.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But we also have to find a way to bring it up with Eku that isn't like, hey, we told Shazza to, but she said to be upfront, and like, be
Yeah.
upfront means don't lie. So there you go.
Mhm.
So that sort of torpedoes whatever those are. My second question as well. So perhaps we should just get some rest.
Yes.
You guys take a rest. How are you guys arranging yourselves to sleep?
Soul gathers up a bunch of pillows and falls forward onto them. Actually, and then he like rolls off them and like makes a proper nest and then like curls up in those.
Oh,
Duvaneth will ask Shazanimbaza as she's sort of like setting up her area and unpacking her bag to like clean and organize equipment and stuff like that. So, because we're in a time singularity, am I good to like sleep, or should I do the trance to try to avoid dream related nonsense?
oh,
You really got
you'll
me
be
worried.
no, you'll be fine. For you right now, you are stuck in the day that I'm experiencing.
Okay. All right. Well, I will do that then. And Dubaneth will like lay out and do her best to get the last night of good sleep. Presumably, she's going to get until the end of the campaign.
Oh, honey.
Also, wait, she's experiencing the same day over and over, and you didn't go with like a Bill Murray boy.
Put
Or
your
Happy
little
Death Day.
hand in mine.
Okay, I'm gonna confess this. I hate the time loop genre of movies. If a movie's like
really?
I'm experiencing the same, I hate it. It's not fun. It's not creative. There's a new one coming out with the like SNL guy or whatever, and everyone's like, "This is a brave new take on the time." And I just Groundhog Day,
I
Happy
watched
Death
it today, and
Day.
it was really good, actually. But I also like time travel movies, so don't judge
You
me.
also don't think Mad Max Fury Road is good, so let's.
Oh, damn. Fucking
Damn.
called out.
Ooh,
We-
shots.
I never said. Let it be known that I was going to let Jason have that to himself.
Sorry.
Hey, no, that's fine. I'll own it. It's one big action scene that isn't that fun. Fight me. Anyways,
DM fight later.
No, I just have really heated feelings about time travel movies.
That's valid.
No,
you're
literally
gonna-
no
you're gonna-
cognizant reason.
you are gonna hate Descended to Avernus because it's both Mad Max in the way I'd like to see it and time travel.
Yeah, it's
I
it's
think-
gonna be a trip.
Yeah.
You guys retire
Wait.
for the night.
Cole is going to sleep exactly 1 yard away from Sajin and Baza.
She tries to scare us away, and he's
Cole, where
a little
did you
closer.
get Cole? Where did you get a tape measure?
He has it in case of emergency annoying.
Literally
things.
just to annoy. I say exactly 1 yard, but he like estimates it. But it's even funnier to picture like he takes out a tape measure and just like
Yeah, he like holds out his quarterstaff and like double checks.
I have one more question. Yes. Do you have a tape measure? Yeah, over there on the cabinet. But he. Stop. Tyrion is.
I was actually
going-
gonna talk to. I was actually gonna do something, but go ahead. I want to see how
Oh
this
no
starts.
go. Tyrion is going to take a bath in the pool. He is going to disrobe for this, and it's an experience. Artis will summon an ice wall. He will use the Ring of Winter to save everybody and just put up an ice partition.
So like goes over and like places like a hand on Arthas's shoulder and says, "I owe you my life."
Artis places a hand back. I'm going to call that in one day.
So Tyrion's doing the bath thing, and Jet's gonna sit on the edge,
And
and it's not gonna be no. It's not gonna be like the like he's like staring in awe. He's gonna be like, so, a painting.
Which one?
The one Duvoneth was talking about? The one that was stolen?
What about it?
Because, it's quite interesting. The one that was in, Volo's place looked very familiar as well.
Okay.
Yeah, you really did. So, when did you become an art thief?
And he dives over right as you ask that. You see just an explosion of bubbles. He sinks, and then he surfaces, floundering, taking deep breaths.
Oh, if
And
he was gonna try to hide underwater, Jet was gonna levitate him up to the top.
No, he was trying to get like suds out of his hair, and you just asked at the wrong moment. So like, wow, the ceiling is so
Jet would not do that.
Tyrion surfaces, brushing like hair out of his face. It'll kind of. I was 23.
That doesn't answer
They
anything.
needed someone to distract the Duchess while they went in and cleared out her house. And they needed someone to convince the wagon driver.
Interesting. And the painting at Verlo's?
That was a recreation.
How?
Well, I took the other one and then I wanted it
God.
updated. So I went to one of my furniture friends and I asked them to do an updated version with
You
eyewitness accounts of your brothers and then what I remembered from you.
you took the painting from my parents' house.
Yes.
My dead parents. Sorry.
My dead parents. Thank you, so.
Yes.
And where's the painting? The original one.
It's back at your house.
Oh.
In a safer place. It was kind of really out in the open and your security systems need to be updated.
Probably because it's just my brother. Or my brothers. I don't know if they're still there. Anyways. There's a lot more you need to tell me, isn't there?
I was in a doomsday cult.
What?
He's shampooing his chest hair now. Yeah,
You...
I was 15.
What fucking... Okay, what was this cult called?
I don't remember. I was 15.
Why were you in a cult?
I was 15, Jet. I wasn't making sound decisions. It was my editor at the time. I wanted to get into writing, and he suggested I start speaking to some people about, theories and stuff, and then it just kind of kept going.
I really want to slap this one in the face. He's the one that's gone, right?
Oh yeah. No, he's long gone.
Good. Well, after all this things happen, we can go. If you want, we can go back and find a better one.
Better one, what?
Manager or whatever.
Oh. Yeah, I'd like that a lot, Jet. He'll dive again, getting like suds off of himself, and then resurface. This time a lot more calculated and dynamic.
You know.
He's
Go ahead.
no, he's put on weight. He's gotten a little bit chubbier. His shoulders have filled out. He's eating a lot better than when you had last seen him.
Yeah. You know, we're gonna, after this, on the way back to the Sword Coast, we're gonna have to talk, right?
Yeah, but that just means you have to. He'll poke Jet in the shoulder. Come back, right? From saving the world and all that.
Well, yeah, I have to make sure that someone takes care of you, because obviously you weren't.
I live life to the fullest. Can you say that you've met many people who have been in a doomsday cult, been an art thief, and a thrice banned from Castle Never? That does imply I talked my way back twice. Twice.
Also, got in with a lich who wanted to kill your, at the time, ex-boyfriend, and was basically told not to warn him, and essentially set him up to almost die.
I was under a Gaius. Very important distinction.
Obviously, someone needs to take care of you.
But I'm interesting.
Very much. We'll have to find out later. I think artists, they might kill us if we did more than cuddle.
Yes, yes, we would. Also, this is a wall, not this is only a wall, it's a partition.
Duvana towel over her shoulder will sort of start walking up to the ice wall, turn directly on her heel, and walk right back over to where she was.
See, I told you.
Tyrion will also take the time to wash his clothes, and he'll just kind of like prestigitate himself dry. When you go to sleep, he's obviously the big spoon.
Obviously.
He also takes up a lot of space. He does not know how to sleep small, sprawled. Saja. Saja sleeps. She coils up and kind of lays her head on her coils, directly facing Koashak, and she will spend the entire night staring at him.
Staring.
Cole sleeps like a baby. He is not disturbed in the least. At some point, he before he falls asleep, he rolls over to face her. He's like, you got. Oh, I think Fish is dead.
Is Fish dead?
I think so. I think Fish died.
That means we won, right?
Yep. Death curse over. Thanks for coming, everybody. Yep.
Yep. Hello.
Okay, so I get my internet fixed, right? And then right as it's fixed, it starts storming.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
boy.
fucking rip. Are you doing
Island-
all right?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. I just noticed because there's just so much lightning. There's
Oh,
so
man.
much.
Are you gonna be
Uh,
okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna be okay. Stop being
I like the
vocally and
disparity.
obvious.
I like the disparity there.
Stop being vocally and publicly concerned for me on a storm on a very public stream. Someone important might be watching this.
My
It's
favorite
me.
my favorite part is Fish's picture is not moving.
Yeah.
So and she just looks so concerned in the photo. I'm getting so many good frozen faces tonight.
Yeah.
Would you like me
I
to
also like
repeat
the
what I
disparity
said?
of like, oh shoot, are you gonna be all right? Yeah, I'm gonna be fine. Are you going to be all right? Yeah, but shut up, okay?
You always gotta ask twice.
No, because one time was Muty. That was the change.
Can everyone reconnect?
Yes.
Sure.
Do you,
Sure.
you also want me to repeat what I said?
Let me repeat what I said, because I had a whole thing. Saja will coil up, then rest her head on her coil, directly staring at Koashak, and she spends the entire night unblinking, unyielding, unbreaking, just staring at him with, her dark vision reflecting in her eyes the entire night.
Cole eventually falls asleep. He sleeps like a baby, completely unbothered. But before he falls asleep, he's just looking at the ceiling for a couple moments. And then he rolls over to Nimbaza. He's doing the sleep hands thing and looking at her. And he's just like, you've got nice eyes.
You revolt me.
But you won't forget about me. No matter how hard you try.
Do you think that line works in all the snake people?
Not so far.
Meh. Still go to sleep. I want to continue on. You guys wake up in the morning. Before you leave, Saja hands all of you hands. Uh,
Tails, all of
motions
us.
motions for all of you to take several ruined rocks, one for each of the main party. Uh, charms, a little gift to help them on their quest.
What do they
She
do?
will also look all of you directly in the eye. I will let you know at the end of the session. She will also look all of you in the eye and ask everyone individually if they will do their best to kill Ras Nasi.
By the sounds of it, you already know that it's going to be artists to try to kill him anyways.
But I want to know if you'll try.
No.
If my friends are in danger, I will fight until my death. If not, I will fight until I can escape.
Very well. You can leave.
She didn't even wait for anybody else to respond.
Are we going down the line or it's like-
No, she just told you all to leave.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
It's like Devon's like about to be like, well, I have this actually like 10-step plan.
Oh no. Her line was gonna be like, when I decide to kill somebody, I do it.
Ooh.
Which is true.
Hot damn.
Jet was gonna say no.
So that's 2 no's and 2. Well, what? 1 yes, 2 no's and 1. I guess.
In it, boys.
Hell yeah.
I
All right. So you guys leave Orlanga. The city is again covered in blankets of dirt, trees, overgrowth. The bustling, fragrant city is no more. It's just one big buried graveyard. There's no swarming masses of snakes. There's no thistle bushes or any of the things that had impeded you previously blocking your way as you exit the ziggurat. You guys can return to Kirsabal or not. Presumably, the princess has left the coordinates to the gate with the map. So that would be just a brief, 2-hour walk.
Okay.
Or 10 minutes if you have a giant polar bear.
So that begs the question: we're on this side of the continent. Is there any? We need to get the cubes that match up with the one that I have in my pack. Is there a stop worth making while we're here to save ourselves some time?
You say that, Divanis, but we are running low on supplies already. We don't have that much insect salve.
Artis is going to lean in. I'm also going to be undisposed. I'm going to be flying to Mesro alone to be with Nessica. I'll return after I'm done.
Is there a chance you can grab the box, the cube while you're there?
I'll try.
Thank you.
We probably have to go back to Kirsabal anyways. Unless one of us can create bug salve.
that is something I cannot do.
No.
Well, I mean, I think that more than settles it. gonna
Going
have to
back.
go back to Kirsabal, and
We
perhaps
gotta go back to
with the
Kirsapal.
princess's help, we can chart some uh, sort of path utilizing these gates to round up these cubes as quickly as possible.
Also, potentially now that we have the coordinates of Morlunga, we should be able to return to it, correct?
I don't know.
Ideally, I would say.
I mean, it would make sense if we know the coordinates. They should just be able to like type it in or whatever it is magic people do.
You don't know the coordinates to Orlunga, you know the coordinates to Hirsabal.
Is it? Damn, we should have asked her for the fucking coordinates. Fuck.
Well,
No, the way it worked is once we come back with
Then
the
we
answers
can-
from Orlunga, then we get the coordinates for Orlunga. It's kind of like a save thing.
and we
Is
could,
the-
and if there are teleportation circles at the other locations, I know the spell now. So
But we don't know the codes for them.
yeah, no, but I know the spell, which means we could use the circles that they have, and something happens, I can get us to any of those.
All
Essentially,
right.
if something bad happens, I can fast travel.
Well then, let's return to Kirsabal.
Travel montage.
Are we going my direction, or are we going with him?
We are going to the place where we can just teleport there. There's like a special ring thing, I think. Like, have you ever read that,
You guys will, Artis will walk you to the circle. And so what it is it's sort of buried deep in Orlunga. You guys pass through until the dirt and the overwhelming growth has just strangled the light out of everything. And going just past that, can you guys still hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. We'll be ending soon. We'll probably do the teleportation thing because whatever. And sort of it keeps going, and then it breaks into this almost picturesque meadow. Fragrant wildflowers choking everything. Koshak, Duvanith, anybody who and Solidago, you're all able to recognize a lot of medicinal herbs. There's like not exactly like blueberry bushes, but like fruit bearing bushes that have strangled over and devoured everything are growing there. And in the meadow is very small. There's an archway made out of like bright limestone, and it's inscribed with several animals, an Ebly, Commodon, so on and so forth. And maybe 10 feet from it is a cottage built out of dark jungle wood. There's a chimney, and it appears to be in a state of disarray. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session because I don't know how long my internet can hold up.
All right.
Mysterious
Right.
cottage.
in the forest, in the meadow.
Thank you
Mysterious
guys
cottage.
for joining us for today's session. I am so sorry about my internet. Really bad that it happened on this session of all sessions. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for listening. And I hope I left you with more questions than answers.
Sure did for us.
Very much.
A little.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Have a good night, bye, guys. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.